nha. Có nhớ chút không? Rồi để lấy lên cái lên ha. Mình bán rồi. Đấy các con ăn đi. Con đi ăn đi nhá. Đây em chưa có cái sống rồi. Có ba có 4 cháu kia này. 4 cháu kia là nhà bên kia còn đây có 3.
Đâu để tôi làm không?
Đây em có cái đi. Đây đồ lạnh văn này. Đồ lạnh văn này. Không biết. Thế ở đây có thể nhớ anh không?
Có chứ. Nhiều khi ngồi một mình em hay nghĩ đến anh. Em nhớ nhé.
Anh như vậy.
Rồi chẳng biết đến khi nào mọi chuyện mới có thể trở lại bình thường được. Các em làm gì ở đây? Đi ra đây chị bảo nào.
Đi ra đây làm vậy, đưa ra đây.
The morning sun filters through the lush grapefruit garden, the air heavy with the scent of moist earth after last night's rain. Lytutien and Uncle Dung kneel among the trees, their hands caked with soil as they spread the last of the fertilizer, the green leaves glistening with dew. I've run out of fertilizer, there's just a little left, Lytutien says, her voice soft, scraping the bottom of the bucket, the earthy smell grounding her. Let's finish up and take a break, Dung replies, his tone warm, wiping sweat from his brow. The garden's quiet, a stark contrast to the chaos she's fled. The rain last night helped, the ground's nice and soft, she adds, her voice relieved, pressing the soil down around a tree, the dampness cool against her fingers. What kind of grapefruit are these? She asks, her tone curious, eyeing the sparse fruits hanging above. These are both cinnamon cut and performance grapefruits, been growing them for over 20 years. Dung explains, his voice proud but tinged with regret, standing to stretch his back, the wooden fence creaking nearby. They've all fruited, but there aren't many this year, Lytutien observes, her voice gentle, plucking a small fruit, its weight light in her hand. Too much sunlight this season. They bloomed but didn't bear much. Dung sighs, his tone heavy, glancing at the sparse branches, the garden's struggle evident. We fertilize the Policious fruticosa plants too, it helps, he adds, pointing to a row of leafy shrubs, their vibrant green a small victory. Your place is so big, Lytutien says, her voice awed, taking in the sprawling garden, the buffalo grazing in the distance. It is, every year, folks come to buy grapefruit straight from the garden, Dung replies, his tone nostalgic, the memory of better harvests lingering. Do you grow corn too? She asks, her tone curious, brushing dirt from her hands, the garden's bounty a comfort. We do, but it's far from here, I'd weed it while you worked here, Dung says, his voice practical, the distance a reminder of their separate struggles. That's it, no more fertilizer, Lytutien says, her voice final, setting the empty bucket aside, the garden's earthy scent enveloping them. Let's rest, it's noon, Dung suggests, his tone firm, glancing at the sky, the sun high overhead. I don't know the time, but it feels late, Lytutien agrees, her voice tired, standing to stretch, the ache in her legs a reminder of the morning's labor. I see tomatoes over there, I'll pick some after washing up, she adds, her tone bright, spotting the red clusters near the fence, their vibrant color a promise of lunch. Go ahead, there are plenty, Dung says, his tone encouraging, heading toward the wooden house, the creak of the porch welcoming him. Should I bring the bag back? Lytutien asks, her voice thoughtful, eyeing the tools scattered around, the garden's work nearly done. Leave it, this tree's got some fruit still, Dung calls back, his tone light, pointing to a laden grapefruit tree, its branches sagging slightly. This place doesn't feel sad to me. I'm happy working with you. Lytutien says, her voice sincere, the garden's piece a balm to her worries. I'm happy too, since my granddaughter left, it's been brighter with you here. Dung replies, his tone warm, the shared labor a bond. I'll wash my hands and feet. Your sandals are slippery in this yard after the rain. Lytutien says, her voice practical, slipping on the sandals, their worn leather cool against her skin. Here, take mine, I'll clean them later. Dung offers, his tone kind, handing her a pair, the gesture a small kindness. At the tomato patch, the vines climb the fence, their ripe fruit glowing in the sunlight as Lytutien picks carefully, her basket filling quickly. Uncle, these tomatoes are so ripe. Look at these clusters, she calls, her voice delighted, holding up a bunch, their red vibrant against the green. Plenty this year, Dung replies, his tone pleased, stepping onto the porch, a needle and thread in hand, a torn shirt draped over his arm. You're sewing your shirt, it's torn here. Lytutien observes, her voice gentle, pointing to a chipped seam, the fabric worn but loved. Yes, it's chipped, been meaning to fix it. Dung says, his tone focused, threading the needle, the rhythmic motion calming. Here's my needle and thread box, he adds, setting it beside him, the small wooden box a keepsake of years past. It's cooler today after the rain, isn't it? Lytutien says, her voice light, the breeze rustling the leaves around them. Much cooler, makes the work easier. Dung agrees, his tone content, the needle glinting as he sews, the garden's piece a rare moment. A knock at the gate breaks the quiet, children's laughter echoing as Lytutien rushes to open it, the wooden door creaking. Grandma, we're here, a young girl calls, her voice bright, clutching a bunch of bananas, her friends trailing behind. I'll open the door, come in kids. Lytutien says, her tone warm, stepping aside, the children's energy filling the yard. My mom sent bananas for you, the girl says, her voice proud, handing over the bunch, their yellow a cheerful gift. And some cassava, thank you so much. Lytutien replies, her tone grateful, accepting the gifts, the children's kindness a light in her day. These are the neighborhood kids, they visit on their days off. Dung explains, his tone fond, setting his sewing aside, the porch a gathering spot. Come sit and play, we'll peel grapefruit for you soon. Lytutien says, her voice inviting, gesturing to the mat, the children's chatter a lively hum. Your shirt's torn, Grandma, a boy points out, his voice curious, pointing to the seam Dung is mending, the threads visible. I'm fixing it, don't worry. Dung replies, his tone gentle, the needle moving steadily, the task a quiet rhythm. Should we boil the cassava? Lytutien asks, her tone practical, examining the roots, their earthy scent promising a treat. Let's boil it, see if the kids like it. Dung suggests, his tone warm the shared meal a tradition. We can use the bananas for cakes too. Do you like banana cakes? Lytutien asks, her tone bright, the children nodding eagerly, their excitement infectious. I'll make some. Here, take the bananas, Dung says, his tone encouraging, handing them over the plan set. Sit and play, I'll fry the cakes, Lytutien says, her voice cheerful, heading to the kitchen, the children's laughter following her. Inside, the kitchen glows with warmth as Lytutien prepares the batter, the scent of bananas and flour mixing in the air. I've got potatoes too. I'll boil them with the cassava, she says, her voice focused, washing the vegetables, their earthy scent grounding her. Here's the flour on the table, Dung calls, his tone helpful, pointing to a jar, the dough ready to be mixed. I've made this before. I'll fry them outside, Lytutien replies, her voice confident, carrying the batter to the outdoor stove, the flame flickering as she lights it. I'll make potato cakes too, these are big ones, she adds, her tone determined, slicing the potatoes, their starchy scent mingling with the bananas. You're good at this, Dung says, his tone impressed, watching from the porch the children playing nearby, their game of chance filling the air. White-handed or black-handed, 3 lotus flowers, 3 collapsed, 3 black mud eliminated. The children sing, their voices a joyful chorus, the game a village tradition. Who's that girl? A boy whispers, his tone curious, pointing at Lytutien, her presence new to him. That's Miss Lytutien, she's staying with Grandma. Another replies, her voice kind, the introduction simple but warm. Play nice with her, Dung adds, his tone firm, the children nodding, their acceptance immediate. As the cakes fry, their golden aroma drifting through the yard, Lytutien's phone buzzes, Jack's name lighting up the screen. Jack's calling, Dung says, his tone gentle, handing her the phone, the children's chatter a soft backdrop. Hey Lytutien, what are you up to? Jack asks, his voice warm but strained, the hum of his motorbike faint in the background. The kids are here today, I'm making cakes for them. Lytutien replies, her tone bright, flipping a cake, the sizzle a comforting sound. Sounds lively, I'm coming to you but I might need to stop somewhere first, Jack says, his voice tense, the danger unspoken but felt. There are 2 thugs following me, I can't lead them to you, he adds, his tone urgent, the stakes high. Be careful, Jack. I'm safe here, Lytutien says, her voice worried, her hand pausing on the spatula, the warmth of the kitchen a fragile shield. I'll lose them. I'm at a shop now buying a shirt to blend in, Jack says, his voice low, the rustle of fabric audible as he speaks. Can you give me this one? He asks the shopkeeper, his tone casual, masking his urgency, the transaction a cover. That'll be 150,000 VND, I'll cut the tag, the shopkeeper replies, his voice brisk, scanning the payment code, the beep a small victory for Jack. I need to borrow a motorbike for the afternoon. Someone's following me, and I left my car outside. Jack says, his voice hushed, the plan unfolding. Take mine. I'll have someone drive your car here. The shopkeeper offers, his tone understanding, handing over a helmet, the gesture a lifeline. Thank you, I'll be quick, Jack says, his voice grateful, mounting the bike, the engine roaring to life as he speeds off, the thugs waiting in vain at his abandoned car. He tricked us, he's gone. One thug snaps, his voice frustrated, kicking the car's tire, the dust rising in their wake. Back at the house, the children gather around the mat, the cake steaming as Lytutien sets them out, their golden crusts a treat. Wash your hands, kids, let's eat, she calls, her voice warm, spreading the mat, the children's excitement palpable. The older ones share with the little ones. Dung instructs, his tone gentle, peeling a grapefruit, its citrus scent mingling with the cakes. This is delicious, Miss Lytutien, a girl says, her voice delighted, taking a bite, the sweetness a joy. I'll make more tomorrow, Lytutien replies, her tone kind, her heart lifted by their smiles. The simple act a moment of peace. Will you stay long, Miss Lytutien? A boy asks, his tone hopeful, his hands sticky with cake, the connection immediate. I'll be here for a while. Come play anytime you're off school, she says, her voice warm, the promise a small comfort. Eat up, there's plenty. Dung adds, his tone encouraging, passing around grapefruit segments, the meal a shared joy. Jack arrives, his new shirt slightly rumpled, the motorbike parked discreetly at the gate, the children's laughter greeting him. Jack, you're here, Lytutien exclaims, her voice relieved, rushing to meet him. The mat a colorful centerpiece in the yard. Hello everyone, Jack says, his tone warm, sitting among the children, their chatter a balm to his tension. These kids are off school today, they've been playing here. Lytutien explains, her tone bright, offering him a cake, its warmth a comfort. I'm not hungry, let the kids eat, Jack says, his tone gentle, his eyes on her, the connection unspoken but deep. This is Uncle Jack, Miss Lytutien's friend. Dung introduces, his tone proud, the children waving shyly, their acceptance immediate. You kids are so good, I'll bring a football next time. Jack promises, his tone warm, the gesture a small joy. I'm taking the buffalo to the field, you two stay with the kids, Dung says, his tone practical, heading to the grazing area. The buffalo's lowing a familiar sound. Let's go with him, Lytutien, I'll grab a hat, Jack suggests, his tone soft, the children's chatter fading as they step into the field, the grass lush underfoot. The field stretches wide, the buffalo grazing near a pond, the water glinting in the sunlight as Jack and Lytutien sit on the grass. The piece a stark contrast to the morning's chaos. This garden is beautiful. I didn't expect it to be so big, Jack says, his tone odd, taking in the sprawling landscape, the buffalo's steady presence calming. There's a lot of grass here, they'll eat well, Lytutien replies, her tone content, the simplicity grounding her. I used to herd buffalo all the time, it feels familiar, she adds, her voice nostalgic, the memory a connection to her past. Auntie was lonely here, I'm glad I came, she says, her tone soft, the bond with Dung's sister a comfort. She told me her daughter married in Germany. It's a 10-hour flight so far. Jack replies, his tone thoughtful, the distance a reminder of their own separation. I'm not sad here, it feels like the farm, but I worry about you and your mom. Lytutien says, her voice heavy, her eyes searching his, the concern raw. I had to shake off 2 thugs today, they followed me here. Jack reveals, his tone grim, the danger a constant shadow. You have to be careful, I'm safe here but I'm scared for you. Lytutien says, her voice trembling, her hand reaching for his, the fear palpable. No one knows you're here, you're safe. Jack assures, his tone firm, his hand squeezing hers, the promise a lifeline. You and Mom are the most important people to me. I won't let anything happen to you. He adds, his voice resolute, the depth of his feelings clear. I miss you so much. I don't know when things will be normal again. Lytutien confesses, her voice breaking, the uncertainty heavy. I'll always protect you, you're not like anyone else. Jack says, his voice tender, his eyes locked on hers, the chaos fading in the moment. I'm lucky to have you. I'd be lost without you. Lytutien replies, her voice soft, the buffaloes lowing a gentle backdrop to their shared truth. The field a sanctuary amidst the storm.
Bệnh tật mãn tính hoặc đau đớn có thể khiến người ta cảm thấy cô đơn hoặc buồn tủi. Tâm lý trầm cảm, lo lắng hoặc các vấn đề về tâm lý khác dẫn đến các cảm giác buồn và lý tử điệp. Cảm giác buồn và cô đơn kéo dài, thiếu động lực để và hứng thú với các hoạt động thường ngày, cô lập bản thân với người khác và tránh các hoạt động của xã hội, giấc ngủ kém và mất ngủ, chế độ ăn uống kém hoặc thiếu dinh dưỡng. Cách đối phó thứ nhất là tìm sự hỗ trợ từ bạn bè, gia đình hoặc các chuyên gia tâm lý, tham gia hoạt động xã hội, kết nối với người khác, tập thể dục thể thao thường xuyên để cải thiện tâm trạng và sức khỏe, thực hành và ngồi thiền để giảm căng thẳng, cải thiện tâm trạng, viết nhật ký và để thể hiện sự suy nghĩ và cảm xúc của mình. Câu chuyện cuộc sống là một chủ đề rất rộng lớn và đa dạng, bao gồm nhiều khía cạnh khác nhau của cuộc sống con người. Dưới đây là một số ý tưởng